welcome to the Job with John program. It's August 21st. Thanks for listening on the radio, 94.9, and hopefully you're also tuning in on YouTube. We have a program this morning with some distinguished speakers to talk about things happening in town. We have our town clerk who's going to talk about the election, and we have some other exciting updates to share with you today. So before we get into our guests, though, I just want to go through normally what I do with some updates. This Job with John program is something that we've been doing throughout this pandemic as a way to connect with our seniors and residents in general. And I try to provide a few updates before we get to the program. And there's always time at the end for questions. If you wanted to call in, 978-929-6611, or if you wanted to send an email to manager@actonma.gov, we'd love to answer your questions, and we'll even do it live if you want to call in. So check that out. Otherwise, we'll get right into the program. So early voting starts tomorrow. Eva, the town clerk, will be here to talk about that more, but just know that you can vote starting tomorrow all the way through next Friday for the primary, the September 1st primary. So check that out if that option works for you. Special town meeting, we have called, the Board of Selectmen has called a special town meeting for September 8th at 6 p.m. There will be 9 articles on the warrant, and they will we'll be talking about the acquisition of a Piper Lane parcel, a small business grant, non-binding resolution from the Climate Coalition, and other exciting and interesting articles. So we will be ActonTV, with the collaboration with ActonTV, will be pre-recording presentations like we did last time. The moderator is arranging that right now. So those will be posted early in September for you all to check out ahead of the special town meeting that will occur on the 8th. So we've been closed to the public here in Town Hall since March 13th. And it's not as fun working here when there's no members of the public here. That's a big part of why we love to work in Town Hall is interacting with members of the public. We have started providing takeout window service over the last few weeks, and it's been successful. We've gotten a lot of good feedback from residents, and it's been great for our staff to be able to see some people again and talk to residents and help everybody out. We're going to continue to do that, and we'll hopefully expand hours after the early voting ends, and we have a little more space behind Town Hall. But while the building's closed, we are taking advantage of the opportunity to do some upgrades to fixtures, and we're trying to do a lot of things that automatic touch-free things that are less conducive to germs. We're refreshing some of the building spaces that needed to be refreshed. So when you come back in, hopefully soon, some things will look different, and I hope you'll be pleased with what you see. Also, I wanted to mention that there's some big projects happening out throughout the town. There's a new charging station. If you have an electric vehicle, we have a new charging station behind Town Hall. There's now one right behind Town Hall, and another one at the rear parking lot behind the Asa Parlin House. Which is another exciting update. The selective demolition of that building is near complete. If you've driven by, you've noticed that there's a huge portion taken off the back, and there's now just one of the original formations of the building, and now the building is ready, thanks to the Community Preservation Committee for supporting, and town meetings for supporting this project. And we look forward to the next steps, which will be how to make that space an amenity for the town hall and library complex. So that'll be something that we're working on through the winter, and hopefully have some plans to present to the public soon. Other projects, we're doing sidewalks throughout town. The gas company is fixing gas lines, and that culvert on Central Street, which was been delayed many times over the last 2 years, we finally were able to do that earlier this month. And they'll be doing the finished paving and other cleanup work around that soon. So glad to get past some of those big projects, and there's plenty more that we're working on. Let's go to Sharon Mercurio, Council on Aging Director, and we can see how we're connecting with seniors this month, or this week, I guess.
So thanks, John. Thanks, everybody, for coming today. ActonTV has been such a great resource for us to try to keep seniors engaged and involved. It's a great way to get information. So I like the Java with John because we're able to tap into different department heads and different groups in the community, and seniors are able to stay informed of what's going on. This week we had a drive-through brunch, which was really fun. James McCrae, our Veteran Service Officer, cooked breakfast and we served it for lunch. We had people drive through the circle so they remained in their cars. That was a good opportunity to see folks that we haven't seen for a while. We continue to have grab-and-go lunches through Minuteman Senior Services. So those are available Monday through Friday from 11:30 to 12:30. If you're interested in receiving one, give us a call, 781-221-7085. Let us know about 24 hours ahead of time so we can add you to the list. 30 Sudbury has also done some renovations thanks to our municipal properties department. Plexiglass has been installed. We're also waiting for some automatic touchless things to be there when you get back. We also have a drop box that's been made available to folks, especially now that we're looking at recertification for fuel assistance. There's a lot of residents that would like us to review their paperwork and that sort of thing. So there is a drop box now available at 30 Sudbury Road. If you need to leave paperwork for any of the human services, just put our names on it. We'll put it in the drop box and it's locked and secured, and we'll retrieve it from there. I've been working with Sheryl. She received a grant from Chenov 15. We're going to be doing a program on loneliness and isolation. Good timing. This was something that she had in the works ahead of time, but it was prevalent then. It's even more prevalent now. That's going to be open to everybody. It'll be September 14th at 11 a.m. We'll have the link available on social media, or you can call us. Again, it's open to everybody in the community. It's a collaborative grant, so we're doing it with Acton and Boxborough and Littleton as well. Let's see. ActonTV will then have it available to be shown on cable for us as well. So if you're not comfortable going on Zoom or that sort of thing, you will be able to still watch the program later in September. And just a reminder that each September we redo the COA newsletter mailing list. We use the census to get our new 60-year-olds. So if you get a newsletter, don't be surprised. 60 sounds really young, and sometimes people are a little insulted that they're getting it. But we go from the census. If you're not ready to receive it, or you'd rather receive it electronically, just reach out to us. And if you received the newsletter in the past and now all of a sudden find that you're not receiving it, it could be because you weren't on the census this year. So again, just give us a call and we can reinstate you. Our number at the Senior Center is 978-929-6652. Thanks.
Thank you for the updates. And nice to see you again this morning. Why don't we go back to Sheryl Ball? I think she's ready. We're going to be tuning in to Java with John on August 21st, 94.9 FM. And next up is a public health update from Sheryl Ball. Good morning, Sheryl.
Hi, good morning, John. Thank you. And thank you, Sharon, for putting that plug in for that program. I'm very excited about offering that. I hope we get a great attendance. As Sharon said, we'll be getting that advertised soon, so expect to see that. So my first part of the update is about the COVID-19 current numbers. So as of yesterday, late yesterday, our numbers are 192 cumulative, 6 actively in isolation, 165 recovered, and 21 fatalities. So that number's up just a little bit from a week ago. So I'd like to encourage you all, as I know it's really tempting to get together with your friends. And if you must, please remember to wear your face covering, social distance, and understand that we recommend that you really limit your contact to people that you live with. And as part of the state initiative of #MaskUpMass, I'd like to start our own version called #MaskUpActon. And what I'd like everyone to do is take a picture of yourself wearing your favorite face covering, post it on social media, and this, we believe, will help remind everyone of the importance of wearing a face covering during this pandemic. As you know, social distancing is required of at least 6 feet, and that includes family, unless they live with you, coworkers, and friends. Just to reference that distance, it's about the height of a regular door, the length of a mattress, 2 shopping carts, or the width of a typical sedan vehicle. And I also want to just say we're in this together. Please help us to do your part in stopping the spread of COVID-19. Thank you.
Have you taken your photo yet, Sheryl? Are you going to be the one to launch the campaign on the Town of Acton social media? Okay, I'll come down afterwards and take a picture. I'll be down in a few minutes after the show. Thank you. Eva Szkaradek, our town clerk, has been very busy this year with town meetings and elections, and the busyness continues because we have a big primary and a big national election in the next few months. So starting tomorrow, she's going to be very busy, and she's going to give us an update this morning so everyone knows how to do the voting and any other questions or concerns that people have. So Eva, good morning, and thanks for joining us. Hold on, I'll unmute you. How about now? There we go, we're in.
Yeah, great. Thank you for having me. Good morning. So we are revving up for the election on September 1st. We have sent out all our ballots that we've received applications for, and we currently have sent out 7,300, received that many applications and sent them out. We do have 43% of those that have come back. So please remember, make sure you vote on your ballot and get it back to us. We do have a drop box here at the town entrance. It's to the right of the doors. Feel free to drop your ballot in there. You don't have to worry about mailing it. We check that box periodically throughout the day, more so as we get closer. And if you have questions on any of that as far as early voting or application, please drop us an email, and our email is clerk@actonma.gov. We'd be more than happy to help you out with whatever questions you have. We have early voting that starts Saturday, tomorrow at 9 a.m. And it'll go until 1 o'clock, and the same for Sunday. And then Monday through Friday, we continue on from 8:30 to 5. Voter registration, the last day to register to vote, is also Saturday, tomorrow. We will have somebody on the outside of the building gathering cards. If anyone wants to stop by, they'll have voter registration cards. They'll have applications. If you want to vote by mail, they'll have everything available for you. Applications to receive an absentee ballot for the September primary is next Wednesday, August 26th. So make sure if you want to vote by mail, you send us that application as soon as possible. And please remember the early voting that starts tomorrow. Thank you.
Eva, thank you. Can you repeat what you said? How many applications did you process, and how many ballots have been returned? About approximately?
We have 7,300 ballots applications that we have received. And all the ballots have gone out, with the exception of the newest ones that we got today, or are getting in the mail today. And we've received about 43% of the ballots back. And they can track their ballot on the Secretary of State's website to see that it's been returned and processed here.
Okay, so it looks like we're still having a little bit of technical difficulty, but I do have another question for you. Let's try and ask it. If it doesn't work, we'll come back later. What do you need to bring with you if you want to vote early? Do you have to bring anything?
Yeah, great question. We do recommend that you bring your own pen. We do have pencils that have been sanitized, and it's a one use only. So if you come in to vote and you didn't bring a pen, we give you the pencil, and the pencil will be tossed into a bin and sanitized for later on. You do want to make sure you bring a mask when you come in. We do have masks available at the door, so if you do forget to have one or you leave it in your car, we'll have them available for you. We have hand sanitizers at the door. We have sanitizing wipes that we will be sterilizing everything before and after each voter, so you'll be all set on that.
Thank you, Eva, and good luck tomorrow. I know you've been working hard to prepare, and I look forward to coming and checking out the operations. So thanks,
Great.
and thanks for joining us this morning. Our next guest is Mike Majors. Mike is a resident of town. He serves on several boards and other volunteer pursuits. And he's got some interesting history to tell us about one of Acton's residents, or former residents. So, Mike, good morning. How are you today? Thanks for joining the program.
Yeah, good morning. Carol Spinney was a resident of Acton. He grew up here. He was 1951 graduate of Acton High School, and he recently passed in December of 2019. And he played people, I guess, know him best for his role on Sesame Street. He played Big Bird for 50 years and Oscar the Grouch as well. But the reason we want to talk about this today is that because he was an Acton resident, his experience in growing up in Acton was not necessarily a positive one. He loved it here, but some of those issues, being a sort of a creative person, it caused some painful memories for him. And with his death and the knowledge that he is an longtime Acton resident, we think the town should be honoring what the things that he has done to children. His legacy is that his bettering the lives of children, and he really sort of understood their emotions, and he was played a very positive role in the development of many generations of families. So we sort of formed a grassroots committee. It's not a formal thing that was assigned by the town. It's just really a popular pursuit. Currently, the committee consists of myself, Karen Herder, who's has been around for a while with her fundraiser for. She's really supporting like a STEM program that. Fortunately, in March, we were able to become part of that, as part of the fundraiser to raise some money. We started off with really these little pins that says "Be Kind Acton," and we had some programs lined up to sort of educate the community about Carol and his contributions to the arts and early education. By having screenings of I Am Big Bird, which sort of explains his life in his own words. And it was going to be scheduled. We had scheduled screenings at the Acton Memorial Library and also the Acton Senior Center, as well as a program that Big Bird taught story time with a special guest at the West Acton Citizens Library. But lo and behold, COVID-19 happens, and it really put the kibosh on the momentum we were building about this. And so we had to come up with other ways of getting the word out and sort of create some plans on how best to sort of honor his memory. One of the things that you might see around town are, and if we can see the graphic, is the little poster about Be Kind Acton. Is it Sheryl that can show the sign? a graphic of people, as well as that there's you're seeing them around town.
You're showing the whiteboard. Go back to the screen. There we go.
There. Well, anyway, while she's doing that, there's probably about 50 of those signs that you'll see all over town, and the demand has been tremendous. People, we're having trouble keeping up with demand. That picture right there is Mr. Spinney, Carol Spinney, as well as his characters, Big Bird, who's 8 feet 2 inches tall, and Oscar the Grouch. Big Bird, by the way, has about 4,000 feathers. And he's also, Carol Spinney is also, Barack Obama is his 9th cousin, twice removed, if you were wondering. But anyway, getting back to the poster, there's about 50 of them around, and it's been funded mainly by, initially through this fundraiser that we talked about from Karen Herther, as well as my own pocket. I started to get this year. I started to get a sort of a veterans benefit, and I started to use that money for just to get the word out. Since we weren't able to have these screenings of the film, we came up with the concept of a little yard sign with the message of "Be Kind, Acton," which was really what Big Bird was all about, and the man that gave life to Big Bird. And that message I think is very, very important today. It really hit a chord with many people in town. And as a matter of fact, and people have been asking, how can I get one? I really love the message. I love what you're trying to do. As a matter of fact, we even got communications from people in Chelmsford, people in Framingham, people in Maynard, said, how can we do that for our town? Because it's such a wonderful message, positive and friendly. So, it is popular. We're trying to actually get more of those yard signs out around town. And next week, through the help of Gene Charter, we're hoping to have a GoFundMe page that will accept donations to help fund the production of those signs. So anyway, the people on that committee, by the way, are Karen Herther, Jennifer Friedman, who is the director of the West Acton Citizens Library, and they're sort of liaison with the Board of Selectmen is Dean Charter. So some of the plans we have in mind for the way Acton can celebrate Carol is, one of the things is just what the Be Kindness, the theme that has hit a positive note. But the renaming Community Way in which is the road between Route 27 and 111, by the Not Your Average Joe's, that part, renaming that to Carol Spinney Way. That's something we're suggesting the town could easily do, and really at little or no cost to the town. And it would be more of a permanent remembrance of the contributions that Mr. Spinney has made to the world. Also, we're looking at the Kelly's Corner as a little park, and maybe some special benches, and maybe even a statue that would somehow celebrate the life of Carol Spinney at that intersection. But the theme would be, kindness, and it would be a place of quiet reflection and calmness that, it's a positive message about town. And I think it's just important that the town remembers such an honorable citizen as Carol Spinney. He was awarded the Living Legend Award from the Library of Congress. He has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. His Lifetime Achievement Award from the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences. He has 4 Daytime Emmy Awards and 2 Grammys from the Recording Academy. So, he's a person of quite significance, and he did a lot for all of us. He had a positive influence on many people's lives, and I think it's appropriate that the town takes some kind of effort to honor his memory. We have even reached out to his family. His brother and sister-in-law live in Boxborough. They have a Be Kind Acton sign in their lawn. As a matter of fact, his widow, Deborah Spinney, down in Connecticut, was sent Be Kind Acton yard. She's thrilled. The entire Spinney family is thrilled with what we're trying to do. And so in her yard in Woodstock, Connecticut, there is Be Kind to Acton with the picture of Big Bird, and Acton celebrates Carol Spinney right in her front yard. So we're creating a lot of positive vibes for this program, and we'd like to see it keep going. That's about it.
Well, thank you for sharing the story of Carol Spinney. I know I grew up, my family grew up watching Sesame Street, and my kids watch it as well. And it was very moving to learn of Carol Spinney's connection to Acton, and I'm really proud of that. And it's nice to see what you're doing to help recognize him and recognize sort of his work, which was kindness and growth and community. So it's a great program that you put together. And what I see here is a little synergy between Sheryl's campaign and your campaign.
Okay.
Which should mask up and be kind.
Yeah, that's right.
I think we have that'll cover us.
Maybe Big Bird should have a mask.
Well, that might be complicated, but
with the big nose. It's
a good program, and thank you for sharing with us. So we're at the point of the Java with John program now, where we take questions. The phone lines, as usual, are lighting up. So I will take our first caller. Now, actually, we have a text caller. Someone's asking about vans. If there's van service available for early voting. That's a great question. Van service has been running. Service has been limited initially during COVID, but it's now the demand services are running the way they always had. And if you need a ride to come to early vote, please call the dispatch at 978-844-6809. And they can schedule, you can schedule time, try to do it a day or two in advance if you can. Otherwise, try and call, and we'll see what we can do to help you out. There was another question for Eva. When's the registration deadline for the November election? Oh, hold on. All right, we'll get back to you on that. We have plenty of time to worry about that. We're still focused on the September 1st primary. And just as a reminder, as Eva mentioned, the actual primary day, the 1st, the election will be held at the R.J. Gray Junior High. All the precincts will be there at that one location. But you do have dozens of hours to early vote if you choose to ahead of that September 1st date. So a lot of options for voting this year. So thank you to all of our guests. I think that wraps up all the questions we received. And have a wonderful weekend, and be kind and mask up.